A question for the class. Do you remember IUNIK? This brand was kind of everywhere a couple of years ago. And it's a bit bizarre to think about how this brand that was constantly talked about, nobody really talks about them anymore. What happened? Can you guess that I am both going to attempt to answer that question in today's video and also to give you another re-review. In the event you are just tuning in, there are timestamps and links in the description box below if you would like to jump around this video. Yes, again, this is a re-review, not a review. I always film those barefaced. You never know what you're gonna get for a re-review. It's so funny, I feel like I do have to stress this since I film a fair amount of videos wearing makeup, but I always film my skincare reviews barefaced. And I started to notice an uptick in comments on those videos from people saying, "Oh my gosh, Alice, are you okay? You look so tired. Are you depressed?" No, that's just my face. All my fellow makeup wearers know all about this. Anyway, yes, for reviews, barefaced so you can see the results. For a not review, you can see my fun makeup of the day. I think it's fun and I've really embraced the pirate shirt. I love it now. So here's the game plan for today's video. I have every serum from IUNIK to talk about in this video, as well as one more product. And this is kind of actually what inspired this video, is these two products that I have in the full sizes. By the way, I bought and received in PR all of the products in this video, a combination. I like these products. I'm about halfway through both of them. This is my second of the Tea Tree Relief Serum, but I don't talk about these very often on the channel, and you will understand why through watching this video. Nobody asks about IUNIK, so I don't talk about them, you know? A little bit about the brand before we get into it. This is indeed a Korean skincare brand, and they are a much more affordable brand. I was looking at pricing when I was making the ingredients lists, and I would have to say right now the best prices seem to be on iHerb, which is actually a pretty good place to get K-beauty, especially if you want it quickly. The serums were about $12 to $15 on there, and the toner was $12. Hopefully those are still valid prices, although in all truth, I'm probably not going to talk you into buying any of these products today. But if you want to go with any of the K-beauty sites, I'll also have my discount codes in the description box below. As always, this is only my opinions. If you disagree or if you agree, feel free to share your thoughts in the comment section below. So let's start this video out with the products that I already told you are my favorites. I think we'll start with the toner so we can just kind of keep all the serums together. The Tea Tree Relief Toner is actually a really great product as somebody with acne-prone skin. As somebody who deals with acne, I can tell you that acne is not created equally. It does have all kinds of different forms, different causes, different shapes to it when you are dealing with breakouts. If you have acne, you understand. And the thing that's so great about tea tree is that tea tree oil is a very, very potent antimicrobial ingredient. We've touched on this kind of briefly on the channel when you talk about, say, antibacterial properties. That is something that I think a lot of people see in a very generalized way, but if you really get into the science of it, the scientists themselves are asking questions like, okay, but what bacteria is it active against? There's a lot of different kinds of bacteria, and tea tree is helpful for a lot of different kinds of bacteria. And what I've noticed is it is especially helpful for me when I'm dealing with the kind of clusters of breakouts. When I see my acne starting to spread, I'm assuming it must be bacterial, and so I go in with something that is very potent against a lot of forms of bacteria, and it really makes a big difference. That's why I love tea tree, but tea tree is indeed an essential oil from the tea tree plant. So what IUNIK did is something very interesting. Rather than put tea tree oil into this product, you may notice that the first ingredient is tea tree leaf water. In fact, 67% of that tea tree water in a formula that overall is pretty innocuous for most people. I did highlight the chamomile essential oil, as it does have an essential oil in this formula. That won't work for everybody. It is still an essential oil, so it's kind of surprising that they went out of their way to not have tea tree essential oil, but there's still chamomile essential oil. Nonetheless, it works for me, and as is always the case with essential oils, it probably will work for most people. Not everyone, most. But let's talk a little more about what this tea tree water means. I was trying to think of the best example for this, and I realized it's probably tea. I just realized this is going to get tricky to explain because I'm talking about a tea you drink, but it's also called green tea. We're going to go for it. Okay, so green tea is green tea water or green tea extract, but not all green tea water or green tea extract are green tea, the drinkable kind. Because there are different ways that you could make an extract or a water. You know, with an extract, what is your solvent? Are you using glycerin? Are you using alcohol? And you can absolutely have those constituents, those part of the plants that we consider to be more active in this water or this extract. With green tea, we even have kind of a generalization of how much caffeine you get when you make 8 fluid ounces of green tea. It's around 30 to 50 milligrams of caffeine that you have extracted from your tea bag. Oh, it's kind of cool. You kind of do chemistry every time you make tea. And this has been something that has made a little bit of confusion, I've noticed, around the IUNIK brand. So I've seen people say things like, wow, instead of using water as the first ingredient, they're using tea tree. Well, no. It's really still water as the first ingredient. That's why your tea is mostly water. But because of Korean regulations varying, they're able to have this kind of an ingredients list. And I have a suspicion that people in Korea do understand this, but it seemed for a while some people in the West didn't quite understand this because we would never have a format of ingredients lists like this over here. I mean, I saw people say, why would you buy Western products where water is the first ingredient when you can buy a Korean product where something other than water is the first ingredient? And I feel like in 2023, people do understand this a lot more. You don't see quite as much of this kind of confusion. And so it kind of does make the brand a little bit more like other options. Again though, I do like that product, and I also like the Tea Tree Relief Serum, which is, you may have guessed, a very similar theme. Your far more diluted tea tree leaf water is in this product, along with some soothing ingredients. It's very lightweight. I think oily skin types will like it, the most common skin type to deal with acne, but I think dry skin types will like it too. You just might want to add a more hydrating product on top. But overall, I do think that both of these products are good formulas. Are they necessarily the only options on the market? No, quite far from it, but I do like them, especially given that, as I said in the intro, these are very affordable. Next up, my other favorite from this brand, and I think their most popular product, their beta-glucan serum. Again, I stress to you, I do like this product. It is very hydrating. It feels almost soothing. It's very simple in its ingredients list, and I think that does make it a good choice for a lot of people in terms of eliminating potential irritants. However, first of all, this has been reformulated. The ingredients list that you are looking at is the new ingredients list, which they say contains 40% beta-glucan. And, you know, an interesting note about European labeling, like I was talking about already when we talked about tea tree leaf water. Yes, different countries have different regulations for ingredients lists, but this gets real interesting when you look at the very last version of this. I feel like this was kind of a more quiet reformulation, actually. I noticed Yesstyle still has the old information up about this. I don't know if they still have the old version or if they have the new one, but they say that this product contains 98% beta-glucan and 2% sodium PCA. And when you look at the ingredients list, the math isn't really mathing. And that's also quite a big difference to go from 98% to 40%, unless there was some initial confusion around what it means to say there is 98% beta-glucan in a product. 98% of a beta-glucan extract that could contain the water, and then it does start to make a lot more sense. But then that leads to this confusion for a lot of people. Well, if it's 98% beta-glucan and water and whatever else, it's not really 98% beta-glucan. Again, though, I hope none of this detracts from the fact that I actually do like this product. I believe they go off about how this is, you know, a humectant alternative to hyaluronic acid. And it is. Hyaluronic acid, whew. Hyaluronic acid is like the prom king where all of us in high school were going, did they really deserve to be prom king? There's a lot of other great students here. Why are they the... And niacinamide is the prom queen. What about everyone else? There's so many great students in this student body. Why are they the prom queen and king? Sorry if anybody was the prom queen and king. Hey, you're niacinamide or hyaluronic acid. You're very popular. And let's move on to the 4 other serums. Now, I'm not going to repurchase any of these. I don't think they're objectively bad products, but I'm not going to repurchase any of them, and I'll basically just tell you why. So first up, the Black Snail Restore Serum. I like this product. It contains 70% snail secretion filtrate, as well as some other humectants, some other calming ingredients, some niacinamide. There's the prom queen. Oh, I'm almost out of this product. Again, though, that's because I do in fact like it. So it's gonna have your, kind of slimy snail secretion consistency. I'd even say to a lesser extent than the COSRX 96, so there may be some people that prefer this to the COSRX 96 Snail Mucin Essence. However, that's the catch for me. I will not repurchase this when I can get 3.38 fluid ounces of the COSRX, which lasts me a lot longer. And even though it's a more simple ingredients list, I think it comes down to, I have a few more steps in my skincare routine. I don't necessarily need niacinamide in my snail essence. By the way, that's why I've never bought the dual essence from COSRX, because I have so much niacinamide already. It's everywhere. I don't need more of it, but maybe some people do prefer this because it is a more concentrated product. You can use less products in a routine and get more from it. I get it. I respect this product. It's just not my personal favorite. Next up, another product I like but won't repurchase is the Noni Light Oil Serum. Doesn't this sound like it's a perfect product for dry skin? Hold on a second. So you're saying oil in a serum? So you get hydrating properties and you get some softening emollient properties in this product. Well, that's an all-in-one. And maybe it is for some people, but as somebody with dry skin who has a lot of steps in my skincare routine, I don't really need this kind of a product. In fact, this happens with all the oil serums that I buy. I just don't use them because I do use oils. And for anybody that uses oils, you can use them in so many different ways. You can just put them on your skin, just put a couple drops on. You can mix them into a moisturizer or perhaps a serum. So again, this is all to say this product is fine. It's just not a product that I personally really need. Next up is the Rose Galactomyces Synergy Serum. I do feel I've talked to a few people who say they really love this product. For me, I think it's just a bit redundant in my routine. At this point, I have quite a few videos talking about fermented skincare products. You might even know that I have a favorite, sadly for my bank account, in the SK2. And this is all very simply to say, for me personally, to have a Galactomyces toner and then an essence and then a Galactomyces serum is redundant for my personal routine. And that brings us to kind of my only fail from the brand, and I am sad about this. The Propolis Vitamin Synergy Serum. Oh, I wish that I could use this. This has 70% propolis extract, 12% sea buckthorn fruit extract. Again, we're talking about extracts. It could be a really great product for my skin, but you may notice in the ingredients list that I do have an ingredient in red, and it is another essential oil, and it is an essential oil that just about all the time correlates with breakouts for me personally. I'm genuinely sad about it. This could be such a great product for my skin if it didn't have an allergen for me in the ingredients list. And I think this is actually a really good place to close out this video with some final what happened thoughts. Skincare is a hobby for a lot of people, self very much obviously included. And so, we really get into it. We want to learn more about it. We want to learn about what it can do for our skin. It's kind of really awesome to think about the science behind our skincare products. But I think a lot of us have also run into, issues with certain products. And I suspect a lot of us have noticed that it does correlate with maybe fragrance, with maybe essential oils, but I think that for a lot of us, not everyone, but for a lot of us, we have run into problems, and as a consequence, we've kind of narrowed our buying. We prefer to buy from brands that are a little bit less potentially irritating. And I think that's what kind of makes IUNIK a bit of a confusing brand at the end of the day. So you've got products like the beta-glucan serum, which is super straightforward and direct, and then you've got products like this where there is an essential oil. Even this, there is an essential oil in the ingredients list. Again, to clarify, I am not opposed to essential oil or fragrance. In fact, there's a lot of brands that use those and do have a lot of loyal followers. But I do think that coming out with a brand that is fragrance and essential oil free all the time is a good strategy for being consistently talked about by skincare channels. And that's it for today's video. If you enjoyed, make sure to like and subscribe. If you didn't, make sure to sound off in the comment section below. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Stay tuned for Stratia as well as Tula, and I will see you all next time.